Chris Cowlin. Fan cams. Club news. Transfer news. Match previews. Legend interviews. Spurs winning. Press conferences. Covering everything Tottenham and England.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all keeping well. So it's game day. Tottenham Hotspur take on Newcastle in this friendly here in Melbourne, Australia. I tell you what, the mood was really good yesterday at the training session. The players seemed to enjoy it. Yes, it was only a short training session, but the fans absolutely loved seeing the Tottenham Hotspur Stars here in Australia. Anyway, my day starts here at SEN Radio as I'll be interviewed by Jared Waitley, who is a very good friend of Ange Postecoglou. I'll be talking, obviously, all about Tottenham. Now, I must say I really enjoyed that, talking about Ange Postecoglou and all things Tottenham Hotspur with the legend, the broadcaster, Jared Waitley. Now I'm on my way to the Sky Deck, Melbourne, to get some good views. So I must say I'm not a lover of heights, but I've been told by so many people this is the place to come if you want the best views of Melbourne. So the Sky Deck here in Melbourne is known as the Southern Hemisphere's highest viewing attraction at nearly 300 metres high. They've also got a bar and restaurant in there called Eureka 89 where you can dine in the clouds. So if you would like to come here to the Sky Deck Bar in Melbourne, it is 28 Australian dollars, the equivalent of around £14. Thank you to everyone who recommended this, because I tell you what, the views are sensational. So Spurs are actually here in Melbourne, Australia for less than 48 hours, and this is where they are staying. Another very famous landmark here in Melbourne, Parliament House. So right opposite Parliament House is the Imperial Hotel, and this is the home to Oz Spurs. So I am now outside the Imperial Hotel with Dimitri from Oz Spurs. Dimitri, what's it like being a Tottenham Hotspur fan here in Australia?
A lot of late nights, early mornings to get up and watch the team. When they win, fantastic. When they don't win, it's a hard day at the office the next day.
What have you made of the job that Ange Postecoglou has done so far?
Oh, mate, loving it. So proud as a Melburnian to see a boy who I watched as a player, watched as a coach here, knowing his passion. The man's a winner, and to see someone from the backwaters of football that, you know, Melbourne's considering something the main sport, come good is just absolutely incredible. And I think the future's bright. I think he's doing a wonderful job, and as long as the powers that be stick with him, they'll be good.
There's a lot of work still to do, isn't there?
There is, but you know, they need a couple of extra players to come in and sort of strengthen the squad. But there is a lot of work to do. But I think, I think there's hope.
Dimitri, what's the overall feeling about Ange managing the Premier League? Because it is his big break in a top European league at Spurs. What's the overall feeling? Proud?
Oh, totally proud. Yeah, absolutely. First Aussie manager to be given a chance. And I think he won't disappoint. I think he's already earned the respect of a lot of the other coaches, managers in the league. And look, like I said, as long as they stick with him, watch him go, Spurs fans. For future's bright.
Who are you looking forward to seeing tonight?
Oh, Mickey V. How can you not love Mickey V? What
player of the season.
What a superstar. What a find. What an absolute superstar. Matters, Cooler. Well, where do I start? I mean, you know, we're loving them.
The crowd should be big tonight.
At the G. Welcome to the G, Spurs fans. Let's
I can't
rock
wait.
the G.
Everyone's really bigging it up. I can't wait.
Oh, absolutely. One of the greatest stadia in the world.
Well, enjoy. Great talking to you, and come on, you Spurs.
Lovely to meet you. Come on, you Spurs.
A lot of trams here in Melbourne, and in this area they're all free.
Podcast host Chris Cowlin. Chris, good day, good morning, Chris.
Morning, Chris.
Alan, Ray, good afternoon to you. How are you?
We're good.
Afternoon.
It just seems a bit strange. We're only we're not even got the cup final over yet, and these two are playing in a friendly. And they talk about fatigue with players and stuff like that. Is it just commercial decisions again, stuff the players, or will the players be used sparingly?
Yeah, of course it is a commercial decision for Tottenham Hotspur to come out of here, but of course you've got to remember that we've only played 41 competitive games this year, 38 in the Premier League, 2 in the FA Cup and 1 in the League Cup. Tottenham Hotspur are such a well-supported club all around the world. I was told last night by the Oz Spurs group that there is actually 11 official supporters groups out here. So when I went to the open training session last night, thousands of fans were there watching the Tottenham Hotspur squad train. They're absolutely delighted to have Tottenham here. They're delighted to see Premier League teams here. I think that Ange Postecoglou will put out a fairly strong squad. He's brought a number of development players as well, so I'm sure a lot of players will get opportunities.
All it is, Chris, that, you know, it's nice that you can go that part of the world because, you know, all those fans, they get up early in the morning to watch the games, can't see you live. So it's good for Newcastle and Spurs to go out there. And I'm sure, look, the key players for Spurs and for Newcastle will be bit part players. You know, they're going to come on, as long as they show their face, play 15, 20 minutes, and it'd be more for the development side, I should imagine. And it's a great opportunity for the young players because, you know, they're going to get a massive crowd and you're playing in front of, you know, crowds that they would never probably play under.
Well, the capacity at the Melbourne Cricket Ground is 100,000, so they're expecting a very, very large crowd there this evening, which is going to be great for a lot of the players, as you say, Ray, a lot of the younger players. Yeah. But, you know, a lot of the Australian fans here have come to see the likes of Mickey van der Ven, James Maddison, Heung-min Son, who you mentioned there earlier, Alan. So, you know, the excitement is really there. And as you said, Ray, not a lot of people can get on a plane, come to England to watch Tottenham and watch Premier League football. But Premier League football here is absolutely huge. Everyone loves the Premier League all around the world. So, you know, for them to get teams like Spurs and Newcastle here, you know, sell out crowds, you know, thousands of people coming from all over to watch games like this when the season has ended, it is great to see. But, you know, you talk about fatigue. I was at the Sheffield United game on Sunday. I literally got on the first plane out after the Sheffield United game, made the training session just by minutes. But it's been great. You know, I've been here less than 24 hours, and I've been welcomed here by a lot of the Spurs groups, and it's great that people come all over, and everyone gets together.
Yeah, and Ange was getting a little bit frustrated, wasn't it, with some of the punters, especially, you know, towards the end of the season. So I'm pretty sure after the game he'll have a much-deserved rest out there.
Yeah, from what I understand, he's actually going to spend a couple of days out here. You know, the players are going to go back straight after the game. So, in fact, the players would have been here for less than 48 hours. But as we all know, Ange Postecoglou never stops working. He's a workaholic. And as we all know, that there's still a lot to do at Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. But overall, I think he's done a fantastic job in his first year. Harry Kane, of course, leaving in the summer, and we getting a fifth place finish. You know, some people would say that, you know, perhaps we should have got a Champions League spot. But I think at the start of the season, if you asked any Spurs fan, would you have taken a Europa League spot? I think most people would have accepted that and bit your hand off.
Chris, where do you think he's going to be looking at, and Daniel Levy will be looking at where to strengthen next season? Because obviously centre half positions, you sorted that out, and very, very good. But is it strikers?
Yeah, we need a striker. Of course, it's very hard to replace someone like Harry Kane, but I think if Richarlison is looking to move on, or Spurs are looking to move Richarlison on in the summer, I think definitely a striker. I think another winger coming in. I think backups to left back and right back as well in the midfield area. There is a lot to do. But Ange Postecoglou knew this. When he came in, he knew that it was a big job. But I think in his first year, you know, we've had 2 transfer windows. We've got business done early. We're not used to that as Tottenham Hotspur fans. So that's great to see that he is being demanding in getting players in early. But another very, very busy and big summer ahead in terms of players coming in the door and out.
Yeah, Chris, enjoy out there. It's a beautiful country. Spurs Chat
Cheers,
podcast
Chris.
host Chris Cowlin.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, coming up, we hear from Gareth Southgate on...
So I'm now back at the Imperial because they have got a Q&A with the legend Gary Mabbutt.
The two-man army here. What's going on? Two-man army.
So very busy here this evening. They're actually expecting a crowd of between 80 and 100,000.
There's some fantastic goal scoring displays since signing from Bayer Leverkusen in August 2015 and 2023. He was appointed club captain and cornerstone for number 7.
Hotspur 1, Newcastle 1. It could be argued that Spurs could have had a couple of penalties in that first half. A handball and Heung-min Son brought down in the penalty box by Kieran Trippier. On 31 minutes, James Maddison put Spurs 1-0 up. Pope made a mistake, put it straight into Maddison's path. Maddison controlled it with his right foot and then finished superbly with his left foot. Son to Johnson, just a couple of minutes later. Johnson, he should have scored in all honesty, but Pope made a save. It's been raining a little bit here at the MCG during the first half. Newcastle hadn't really threatened during that first half, hadn't tested Brandon Austin at all until right at the end. A cross came in from the right hand side. Brandon Austin got a hand to it, and then Isak, that man again, of course, he played so well not so long ago when Newcastle beat us 4-0. He was there to tap home. So half time, 1-1.
At full time, the score is Tottenham 1, Newcastle 1, and we are going to penalties. And the Spurs end. Tottenham is shooting first.
So the game's just finished. It's raining here in Melbourne, Australia. It rained a little bit during the first half, a little bit during the second half, and now the rain is constant. No taxis. I tell you what, an attendance for a friendly right at the end of the season. It just goes to show that many people want to see Premier League football, the likes of Spurs and Newcastle. Of course, Spurs lost 5-4 on penalties. Brian Hill missing his penalty, Tottenham's first penalty actually. I thought there were a lot of real positives tonight though. The under-21 players I thought done really well, and they shone, certainly in the penalty shootout as well. I thought Jamie Donnelly's penalty, top corner, fantastically taken. I've been saying it all year, I think that Jamie Donnelly should get more minutes in the first team, and I'm sure he will under Ange Postecoglou. The players now will travel straight home. Ange Postecoglou, from what I understand, is carrying on here for another couple of days in Australia. Now the reason why I'm walking, you just cannot get a taxi. 78,000 people coming out of Melbourne Cricket Ground. You just cannot get a taxi or an Uber, so I'm walking. I'm going to record the podcast as soon as I get back to the hotel. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you don't subscribe to the channel as yet, please do hit that subscribe button, and I will see you tomorrow, as I'll be doing a little bit more touring of Melbourne before I head home. Thanks for watching. Come on, you Spurs.